They come out here in the I. They go play action here on first down. Will Fuller was the intended target. That'll bring up second down. So they just got the football on an interception. They almost gave it right back the same way.
And, you know, when you look over to the bench after that type of a play, number one is pure relief. Didn't give it up. But it's not the coach you're worried about yelling at you. It's those guys on defense who just intercepted the pass who want to break over there. Hey, take care of the football, man.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Play clock winding down. A second down throw for Bridgewater. Hits his target, the tight end, Will Tye. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
That coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Third down and 1. Another pistol look here.
Let's go. Way 90. Way 90.
And they'll run it here. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
And, partner, in a lot of short yardage situations, you'll see the linebackers step up into the gaps, what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, to make sure they take away all spaces, all creases. That one worked really well for them.
They only needed a yard, instead went backwards. Here's Archer. A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. They'll come out in the pistol. Now it's the Chiefs' all-time leading rusher. It's Jamal Charles on the carry. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Now that result is no surprise. This team is bringing back memories of what? The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Those teams were so great against the run. They made you abandon any plans of doing that when you played against them.
And down he'll go at the 25. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. On 3rd down, Bradford steps away to his left. Oh, he almost had the rare interception. The big fella couldn't hang on, though. Incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Now it's Lockett. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Eagles take possession. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Throwing is Bridgewater. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Third and long for Bridgewater. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
And a hook up over the middle to Pryor. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down.
Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45. Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
Bradford from the gun on third down. Fasano here brings it in. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
So that penalty, the offense shooting themselves in the foot a little bit. Now 3rd and 16.
Here we go now. Blue Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
3rd and long for Bradford. Buying time to his left. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will knot things up here late in the first half. Cowboys recovered it. Yes, Cowboy football. I can't say that's something you see often, but it worked out for them. Tie game. They try to get the ball back, and they do.
You know, when I was a kid, my dad used to give me a lot of tales about this guy called Old Mo. I never knew who Old Mo was. Now I do. It's Old Momentum, and they want to keep riding it.
Old Mo. Is that a true story? Or?
True story.
I love your pops. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. And they're going to go soft on the corners. Throwing, Bradford, and he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the... Well, that came a little abruptly here. Still working on my apple up in the booth. Hang on here. Let me spit this out. And we can get to the third quarter now. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Escape, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The All-Pro from 2015, Aaron Donald, in there to get him for a loss of 5. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Bridgewater now on second down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. Offense coming up, needing 2 yards on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
Time running out here on the play clock. And maybe some indecision on getting the punt team out there, and they're going to get a delay. Here's Matt Darr now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
First down throw for Bradford. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Give him 16 on the pickup, and it'll be a... Dallas first down. So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to act 2 inbounds in the NFL.
Bradford now to throw on first down. And down he goes. A sack. They sack him back across midfield at about the 48-yard line.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Here's Bradford. Trying to lay one up deep. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. From the gun, Bradford. He's going to take another shot here. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They come up in an offset eye. And they give this time to the tailback. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming.
And when you don't pick up the necessary yardage in that situation, sometimes it starts to put a little doubt in the play caller's mind about what he's going to run on the next play. Because most of them, they thought they were going to pick it up right then and there. Now they've got to adjust what they're doing, adjust what they're thinking, and maybe they go away from what they originally thought.
3rd and short yardage, Bridgewater. And he's got Will Tye complete. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Back now here on EA Sports. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Second down, Bridgewater. And his throw here's incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
On 3rd down, Bridgewater finding time, and he's got Lockett. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
Now a play fake, and no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass.
Let's go.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. 7 yards to go on 2nd down. The second down throw for Bridgewater. Surveying the field. Completion left side to Miller. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. It kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Here's Bridgewater. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Now, they've got to be a little frustrated here to not complete that on third down after having such a long drive going.
Hey, you're talking about going over 70 yards on the drive. Yeah, did you say a little frustrated?
Very frustrated.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm very frustrated. There's no doubt about it. They thought they were going to have a chance to cash in the end zone. Now it looks like it's likely a field goal attempt.
So we still wait on the first touchdown of the game, but his second field goal makes this now a 6-3 score.
And this would be the definition of winning ugly. Now you need to continue to ride your defense and hope that you can make this fourth quarter lead stand up.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. And the defense lines up looking for one final stop.
And they will be playing for the pass in this situation, not expecting any type of a run.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Bradford from the gun on third down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield and nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on fourth down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Desperation time. Bradford on fourth down. Now this is brought in by Pryor. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
But it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big time throw on fourth.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there, making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's fourth down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Back to throw. And Fasano here brings it in. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Completed pass on second down. Now it's third down as the defense looks for the stop.
Single. Here we go. Green, 90. Green, 90. Slow. Watch out. Ace. Out.
They'll look to throw. And this is caught. He hits Landry. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll go right back to Landry. It's complete again.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Green, 90. Black 58, rail. Black 58, rail.
He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Green, 90. Slow. Check.
Back to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. We'll have to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And the seemingly endless drive continues. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. He's back to throw. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Ten yards to go on third. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Blue 45. Blue 45. 56. Mike, 56. Ace. Wide. Get wide. Z.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Here we go.
Bradford. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
And this one is right down Broadway. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
That's fielded in the end zone.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
In motion left goes a tight end. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. The first throw in overtime for Bradford. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. And they're moving up.
And the ball is knocked out. And it's picked up by the Eagles. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They've got some decisions to make now. In field goal range already. How do you play this out?
You check with your kicker to make sure the spot that he told you that he wants it is still the same as the game is going on, because sometimes the kickers have to make adjustments. They may all of a sudden become more confident about their range and their spot. They may become less confident about it. Where do you want it, and what is the range that we need to get into for you to kick the one through the post for us to win it?
So this game possibly could end on the foot of the kicker here in overtime.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. So they run it on second down. Now let's see what third down brings here for the offense.
Let's go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. Call it a 4-yard pickup, but it leaves him a few inches short here on fourth down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine.
And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for Philadelphia, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Dallas, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns.